What's up, guys? It's PepperGrinder here with PepperGrinder Gaming and Rolling for Loot, and today we are going to go over the pre-cons for the Magic the Gathering Arena Beta. So if you tuned in yesterday, you'll know that we went over already the basic reward system and tried out a somewhat competitive deck in the Merfolk deck that did reasonably well overall. But now I want to get into the pre-constructed decks and some of the things that we're going to treat as if we're just starting right now. So let's go into the decks that they supplied to you. So you'll notice right off the hop that we have a few extra decks down here. So the Simic Merfolk is what we did yesterday. Vamps and Red-Green Dino and these Red-Black Pirates are all my creations. So instead of delving in there, let's go over the decks that they provide to you right off the hop. And that's the Dimir Manipulation, Boros Assault, Golgari Exploration, Brazen Coalition, Selesnya Pride, Izzet Spellweaving, River Heralds, and the Sun Empire, and the Legion of Dusk. So, what I want to go over is basically how competitive these decks can be right off the hop, because as we saw yesterday, there are some issues when it comes to basically the competitiveness of pulling from packs. So just to get the packs takes a bit of effort, but to actually win some packs when you first start out, you are going to be supplied with a couple free packs, a couple wild cards to kind of build around what you like. But I'd like to see how we do playing these decks here. So the decks that I'm probably going to be playing today is the Selesnya Pride deck, which is basically a cat deck. It's got a lot of stuff that comes back from the graveyard, and basically gives you some bonuses, and it also focuses around the cats, who do have a lot of fair value within the self. 1/1 life linkers, eternalized creatures become 4/4, so those are good as well. Baffling End's a good removal, but at the higher end you're looking at trying to win out really with your Regal Caracal, Crested Sunmares, and On-Crop Champion. So they do go outside of the realm. It's a little different than what I thought it would be. But it's a lot of one-ofs. It is a lot of one-ofs. So, we're going to play that deck, and the other one that I really want to try out is the Boros Assault. I've already played the Red-Green Dinos pre-con, and it wasn't too bad overall. Definitely needed to be boosted with some of the higher-end cards to make it really competitive, but overall not a bad start. So before we kick in with this here, let's just make sure that we're all streaming here properly. Seems like we are. So let's get into it, shall we? Let's go ahead and start with I think we'll start with the Boros Assault. So let's see what we're getting into. So really it's looking like just a very aggressive deck. Yeah. I mean, it's really not a bad spread. The one-ofs is what hurt you. On-Crop Crasher, for instance, should probably be at least a 3-of. Combat Celebrant is probably the most replaceable card in there. Really strong effect, but, you know, in a meta that's full of removal, it's kind of hard to get that off. Catcher's Monument, that's kind of weird for a deck that's not really specifically going for white creatures, but I mean, overall, it's got some pretty interesting stuff, but I just feel like it's not going to be good enough to keep pace. Because what we're going to run into, just like last night, I'm going to assume, is going to be a lot of black-blue that's been tuned. So, but let's give it a shot. What is the worst that's going to happen? I'm also a little biased with the decks I want to play. I should probably be playing here, try and get some of these going, but the Explore deck's fun too. I didn't really go over it, so we'll stick with Boros Assault for now, and then we'll move on to another deck. I'm gonna give everyone at least a playthrough to see how they go. But so what we're trying to judge the decks on here is if we do go up against some of the better decks in the format, how are they going to play? Because by the time a lot of people join up, you're already going to have people that are going to pay to play, and I'd imagine right out the gate you're probably going to have a few. And like, are you actually going to be able to win some matches, gain some coins, get some packs going? Like, what is the end goal, as it were? Alright, get up in the comment section here. Alright. So I will be going first. And it just seems bad. It's really bad. So let's mulligan, see if we can get something a little bit more feasible to start here. Feel free, if you have any questions in the chat, throw them out to us. My God. This is horrible. I guess we'll keep it. See if we can draw some lands. I don't really want to go down to 5. I mean, I just don't see this deck being able to recover off of that. Alright, well, start off with a land on top. Easy start. Hope everybody's having a really nice day inside. Ugly weather up here in Ottawa right now. Alright. So we're playing against a white deck. So I'm not quite sure which one we're going to be playing against, but... Alright, so what is our turn 3 play going to look like? Well, if we run into some land, we'll definitely throw this guy out. Again, I'm really not a big fan of these 1 toughness creatures, but... I think we'll just play out the Gust Walker as much as the Sky Marcher Aspirant would be nice. See, a lot of the cards that I'm seeing here are cards that I'm used to only playing when I'm drafting, so... I'd imagine that's also the point of it, is for new players to get used to it. Looks like we're running up against something that's going to be similar to us, and actually, which is weird, but hey. And we definitely don't want this thing to start going. So I think we're just going to Magma Spray it main phase. Does give us a way to use our mana effectively this turn too, so I don't mind. Pay the red. I don't know if it's my computer or the game, but I find it's kind of hard, like how it's glitching out when I'm trying to click certain things, but we will work on that, I'm sure. Get in for 1. Or 2, I should say. And boom. Alright, so we're given the option here to abrade. I think that's what we'll do. We can keep on getting in for 2 and 4. I've got no problem with that to start off. Most of the issues I have with the tapping right now for mana is with the dual lands. So yeah, 2 attackers in. Now I'd imagine they're debating whether they want to use some removal or if they want to drop another creature, worried that I might have another burn spell. What you guys think of that fancy intro I got there? Been playing around with a few things for the stream. Alright, Desert's Hold. So I'm going to try and improve some of the quality of it as we go along. Noticing already that as I'm looking at the live, that you're actually not seeing the entire game. So I'm going to have to figure that out because the background is showing black when you should see some kind of a screen. Let's get the Combat Celebrant out and see if we're lucky enough to keep him alive and even draw into another piece of red mana. then we can really utilize his effect. Kind of wondering if I'm playing up against the same deck. Be a good start. One-on-one, see how they're going. Yeah, it really does look like we're playing against the same deck here. I'm tempted to use this. I think I will, actually. This should be a really profitable attack step, but let's see. You do untap all other creatures, so I'd imagine if I do use this... Well, let's see if he blocks first and foremost. See if... But he's gonna exert my creature next turn, I'd imagine. Or exert his creature to deal a damage to the Celebrant. So I guess we just attack in. This is where we're starting to run out of gas now. Probably should have just gone in with the Aspirant, but he was just going to tap his Fervent Paincaster and deal the damage to one of our creatures who both have 1 toughness, so really, it was a go big or go home moment anyways. And a combat Celebrant of his own. Alright, so we're just going to burn that out right off the hop, I think. Boom, say goodnight to that guy. Combats. And go in for it. Drop another Sky Marcher and pass the turn. So the deck seems to run well off of 3 mana, so... I mean, we haven't seen any of the big stuff yet, but... I'd imagine this is pretty much what the deck's trying to do anyway, just kind of get some value off of the low creatures, trade them off for the bigger ones. See, this is where it'll get interesting, 'cause now we got this guy coming in to give us a hard time. I mean, we're still going to get in. Really would have preferred to have another piece of red mana, but in this case, we're going to use the Trial of Solidarity, kind of give him the option. I really don't see him trading, but we got to use our mana somehow, and I don't just want to sit back and let him start swinging. So I'd imagine he's just going to leave the Angel of Sanctions back as a blocker if we did anyway. So let's go to combat. I'll attack. I mean, he's got to let it through, I would assume. And that'll put him on a 4-turn clock with my Paincaster, so he might not. We will drop the white mana and then pass the turn. So yeah, our line from here on out looks like it's going to be if we get red mana, kill the Angel, win. Oh, I'd imagine that one's got to go for the Paincaster. Yeah. So yeah, now we're really looking for a piece of red mana. That is not red mana. Fine enough creature. Looks like we're going to be in a stalemate for a bit now anyway. So yeah, I see what they're getting at with this deck at least. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're going up against somebody who's just kind of used the Boros aggro deck, but used his his wild cards to get these Angel of Sanctions, or the multiple copies of them at least. It's a fine creature for this kind of a format, but that'll be a problem as well, because that guy's going to kill the Sky Marcher, I would assume. If I was him, I'd probably swing in with both Angels and then kill off my Sky Marcher, but I guess he can't do that with the Resolute. Alright. Interesting. So the Magma Spray actually does give us options. He's going to want to block both creatures. He might not, but let's see how it goes. I think I'm going to just swing out here. If he blocks either one of them with my... I wonder how I exert. That's something weird. Oh, there we go. Exerted. Perfect. So we're going to exert the Resolute Survivors. Oh, no, it's not going to let me. It's just going to let me block with him. Or attack, I should say. What I really wanted to do was attack with the Resolute Survivors as well. Ping him down for one, force a block. In this case, if I'm him, I would assume I'm just going to, use that guy. Ping him off. So that's going to resolve. I mean, it doesn't change anything from the next line. It just makes it a turn more. So, turn longer for us to wait. I haven't used the exert mechanic yet in this game, so I'm not quite sure. I think I'm supposed to press on the bigger blue arrow when I scroll over top of it. Alright, well, that's not too bad. Angel of Condemnation. Alright, so that's a pretty good one. Let's go to combat and let's see if I can exert this guy properly. I'd like to exert that creature. And let's see how he blocks. If he blocks with the Sky Marcher, then we don't do anything at all. But in this case, we are definitely going to block that guy first. Then I'm going to send out a Magma Spray. And that'll bring back our our guy that's going to ping him to death. So, and this way we actually get to take out both of his threats. So that's actually a really good trade. We will take that all day. No, I still think we're going to drop the Angel in this case. I was thinking about the Honored Crop Captain, but not in this board state. It shall not be very good. The Angel, however, that will give us the opportunity to kill him next turn if he doesn't draw into a creature. We're not going to be doing anything in combat, so we'll end the turn. So, I mean, overall, I don't mind this deck. It seems like it's alright. So far, the only issues that I'm seeing is maybe an upgrade to the mana. I'd definitely rather have a few more 3-ofs instead of all the 1-ofs. But it seems to be faring well here. Let's go over what our opponent played. I mean, we did get lucky with the amount of removal that we got. He just kept on dropping off creatures, so... I mean, what do we draw? 3 pieces of removal? 1, 2, 3... So that's a lot of removal. This deck looks like it runs optimally on 4 lands. So, I mean, early game, you don't really need more than 2 lands. That'll keep it going, at least. It's kind of what would happen here, so I'd imagine it's going to be pretty much the same as we go on. as long as we keep on facing non-top tier decks. But once we run into a black-blue control deck, that's what I really want to see, because that's what I'm running into a lot. That and the red-green creatures deck is another one in the format that's really heavily played. Hey, look at that. We're going to get our first win of the day. Not too bad. Alright, so first win of the day, we're going to get 200 coins, and Sunground Hunters. Nothing that I'd really use. But another card for the vault, so hey. So that one played pretty well. Let's give it another shot. I'd like to play decks and see how they work after 2 games. You can kind of get a bit of a feel. But hey, overall, not bad first start. Up against almost, I want to call it a mirror match, but not quite. A few minor upgrades. So if you listen to this later, also feel free to comment. I'd like to know what you guys' favorite color combos are. I'm a Golgari guy myself. Alright, so we're up against a rank 4 in the gold tier, so I'd imagine Buddy's got something nice for us. Again, that's not a bad start though, I'll take that. 1 drops, removal, pretty much what you want to see. And I'm going first, so yeah, we'll get hyper aggressive. Guess I gotta drop mana to play things, that would make sense. One haste creature that pings, I like it. It's definitely no Bomat Courier, but I think once the Dominaria set settles in, we're gonna end up. Wait, what do we got here? 2/2 exerts Steward of Solidarity. Create a 1/1 white. That's alright. We don't mind it, but I'd rather leave up the 1 mana removal as well. So let's play out a 2 drop or a 1 drop. Go to combat, swing in. So yeah, as I was saying, what I'd like to, or what I think is going to happen is. With the mono red deck, once Dominaria is settled in, I do think when rotation comes through, Fanatical Firebrand will be kind of what the mono red aggro deck is going to be using. Good solid creature, can deal 1 damage right off the hop, and it's got it's removal / ping on a stick. So when it's used up all its usefulness, then hey. Man, I don't really want to ping that guy with a magma spray, but I still got another piece of removal, so yeah, why not? Seems like what this deck wants to do is be hyper aggressive. I think what we really want to see is a piece of mana. Any color will do. Nope, we'll get some reach instead. Alright, we'll go to combat. And we will just start swinging in. So yeah, I'm either going to drop a creature, or I think dropping the creature might be better, but then I'm worried about whether or not he's got a Golden Demise in his hand or not, so I think dealing 3 a turn right now is fair, and we can abrade whatever he puts out, so I'll keep the Lightning Strike as a bit of reach. Deal 3 to the dome. Alright, so, yeah, I guess in hindsight I probably should have played the Steward, but yeah, that's quite fine by me. Yeah. That is not an artifact. Alright, so a little bit more mana. Let's do a combat and attack him. Now I'm keeping up the mana. Instead of playing the Steward of Solidarity, I kind of want to use it after I drop a No-Catcher's Monument. Also gives me the option to Abrade anything, or Lightning Strike anything I really don't want to see. He's playing Vampires, so Maverick Thane would be something I'd be interested in taking out. I'd imagine Forerunner of the Legion, I wouldn't want to. Okay, that's more annoying than anything else. But it does... 2 of them. Alright, so he is worried about damage to some degree. He's got 4 cards back, so that concerns me, but I'm going to take one of these bad boys out. Because I think he's just buying time. And I don't want Legion's Landing going off, and when it flips, it also becomes a big pain in my ass, because it's going to start making 1/1 vampires. Well, in this case, I'm going to drop a Catcher's Monument, and I think I'm really debating whether or not I want to offer a trade here. I feel like I do. This will start pumping out some stuff. I got some removal here. Yeah, before he drops a Legion's Lieutenant or something. I'd rather just take this off before his 1/1 creatures become 3/3s. Oh, and I think that's exactly what he's aiming for. Either that or a flip of the Legion's Landing, but either way, he valued that 2/2 way too high right there. Swing in with a 2/2. Not a horrible call at all. No, no blockers here. Great card. And we could actually play both, because this is going to make our white creatures cheaper. So let's do that. I will play the 1 white. Start pumping out all of the creatures. I think I will offer the trade here, because if he trades off with it, I'll actually kill the... No, I won't. Wow! Wow, he let it go through. Alright. So he's definitely valuing a flipped Legion's Landing pretty high. The fact that he let that go through, I mean, I had made a misplay. His 1/1 token would have been a 2/2, so I wouldn't have been able to kill it as I intended with my Firebrand. I think he may have just killed himself for us, and he just doesn't realize yet. That's going to ping him for 3. We have Lightning Strike for 3, Firebrand, and whatever we get from attacks. Alright, so we have to do 8 damage total because of his lifelink. If I attack in with everything, he's going to block the Honor Crop Captain. But everybody's going to get a 1/1 boost. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for it here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's good enough. Yeah. I'll Lightning Strike whatever he's got left. I don't think he gets anything left. This guy gives him 2. He's going to block here, here, and the 2/2 probably drop one of these guys. That'll be 2, 5, 8. So no, he's toast either way. I think my math is a little off. No. Yeah, I'm actually going to deal 9 to him. Or 7. Now let's finish him off with a lightning strike. And boom! So the deck actually played pretty well. I'm actually pretty impressed. I didn't think we were going to be doing that well, but hey, we will take it. Fun card, favorable wins. We don't really have a deck for it yet, but fun card. Alright, so let's switch up the decks now that we've gotten Boros. Gotten a taste of what that can do. Not too bad. I like the aggressive nature of it. I mean, both times the decks that we were playing against don't seem like there was too many improvements to it, so overall, got to be happy about that. Alright, so let's go with... Let's try out the Golgari Exploration. Did they even give us a red-green deck to start? I didn't remember. Oh yeah, the dinos, duh. Yeah, let's do the exploration. I like the explore mechanic. I thought it was really cool. Giving a lot of creatures that kind of advantage in different colors, like card advantage at least, especially in green in the standard meta, was really nice. Not too many cards, draw cards for green in standard right now. Feel free to correct me in the chat, but other than explore cards and Ripjaw Raptor. So I didn't get to look over this deck, but I'm assuming that we're going to see excuse me. I'm assuming we're going to see Merfolk Branchwalker, Wild Growth Walker. Okay, so actually this hand is pretty good at showing you what this deck's supposed to do. If we had the mana to play it, that is. So you're trying to get value from every explore you do from other effects on creatures. This guy getting 1/1 counters. This guy giving creatures -2/-2. Kind of semi-removal. I don't know what this big guy over here is about. I guess it's just the payoff, but we're definitely going to mulligan with 2 lands there. Into no lands, so that's just an easy mulligan there. And we're kind of at the must-keep portion of the day here. We're looking for some action for sure. That's not a good way to start at all. Shadowed Caravel. I just find that a horrible card. I don't like crew to begin with, but hey, there we go. Start off strong. I guess we will drop the Caravel just for the value next turn on a Seeker Squire. Give it a 1/1 counter. We definitely have the cards in our deck to make an interesting one. What is going on here? Dramatic Compass. So this is going to go get him lands. Yeah. Going to be expensive to do so, but... Alright, well, we'll actually get a decent attack step out here if we can flip something other than a land here. That'd be alright. And we'll attack him with the Caravel. Well, he's got some big things going on over there. Big dings. We don't have any other removal, so sure, we'll keep it there. So now we will activate the crew cost. Get a caravel out there. And we'll swing in for 3. Blue, black, and reds. Or no, blue, red. Yeah, blue, red, and black. Oh. So that is a problem. Maybe we can psych him out on this. I doubt it, but... We'll go get another Explorer, put a trigger for the Shadow Caravel. Then if he blocks, we're going to kill his, we'll kill his little token so that the Phoenix goes forever. Put an additional land this turn. Well, the land doesn't matter. The exploring does, so we'll keep that on the library. It doesn't really matter which one we're going to use here, but we'll crew with the one that just came out. I'd imagine he's probably just going to let us hit him with it, but... Oh, he does. I guess he didn't pay attention to the moment of craving in my hand. So that thing's gonna go. So what that little token does is with the Phoenix is that at the beginning of his upkeep he'll get his Phoenix back and he'll have haste. So it's just a really hard card to kill, but hey, being able to deal with one in a budget deck like this, that's alright. Ouch. Yep. Huh. Well, that's awkward. This is definitely somebody's little homebrew deck. Fun looking though. We'll put out the most awkward creature that is probably in this deck. One that wants our creatures to die. But only after we have 10 permanents. Not something I'm looking forward to. I don't think we'll get to there. I'm still trying. I think this is actually the Torment of Hailfire deck, if I'm not mistaken. So what he's trying to do is just draw out as many lands from his deck as he can, so that he can pop off a card that either makes us discard or take 3 life. And the X cost is where it's going to kill us. So I think it's 2 black and X, where I either discard a card, sack a permanent, or take 3 damage. And when X equals 10, that's kind of just game. Alright, well, let's go exploring, see if we can't get a counter on our bad boy. With my luck, I'm going to get a land here so that I can play 2 lands. Or even worse, I'm not even going to get the Explorer. A beautiful. Alright, so we are at the mercy of an Explore deck's library. I do not see that going very well for us. Alright, well, you've removed everything else. Let's see if you remove this guy too. He's a great creature. I mean, I do see some standard applications, especially with all of the Sapperling support we're getting. The fungi support, as it were. But I mean, still probably a stretch. Still too much removal, and it dies to so much. If he's got anything that removes creatures here, he's got to. Because at the beginning of each, or at the end of each turn, I'm gonna get a Sapperling token. Boom. So yeah, this deck is not up to snuff at all. See, and that's the problem with a deck like this is if you're top decking, most of these cards require you to have some kind of value to it. So if I've got nothing else out and the explorers don't trigger, then it really doesn't matter. Like, that's just a simple 1/3 that's not gonna. He's still at 19 life. He's so far ahead of the game, so he's got his card engine going. So card advantage and just digging for his finisher at this point. He's got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 more turns. I think he'll get Torment of Hailfire out. Hit us for 10. Hit us for 10 sacks for 30 life. That's his ugly business, is what it is right there. And it's also not fun. At least with the Boros Assault deck that we were playing, they're, randomly out of nowhere, you just create a whole bunch of creatures and swing in for lethal, which is fun. But this one, I think there's just too much setup. And in a pre-con deck, that's not very good. Alright. Before we do that, actually, let's swing in for 1 because, make it seem like we're trying. What just happened here? Alright. He just... Oh, he can remove creatures from combat. Nice. I've actually never played against a Thematic Compass flipped. That is annoying. So he's just going to tap that for any big threat and remove it from the combat. So he's just moving in for the kill now. Anything we put out. I mean, the next guy at least, this ain't going anywhere when it hits. He's giving us the good game, so I'm assuming he's got that Torment of Hailfire in his hand, just waiting. It'd be a good game if he quit. I would think that it's just fine. That's a lot of value land. That's a pretty cool looking deck. I like it. Oh, he's just gonna let it go. Maybe he said good game because he's just like, yeah, you're not getting anything out. I have all of the removal in my hand. I mean, if that's the case, it's fine. I'm just not ready to quit yet. Still swing in, make him tap that, so. It's also hexproof, so he can't target it. You gotta be dropping it. Ooh, that's far more disgusting. So Ravenous Chupacabra comes in, takes out the Thrash Brontodon, and it'll be a 4/4. So yeah, that's pretty much game. If you had Trample, you'd be so much better. That 4/4 Phoenix is going to be annoying as well. Yeah, I'll just sack this. I mean, at this point, I kind of know that he's got me, so it is annoying, but let's play it out. Use the tech that we have anyway. He might just let that one through, knowing that he's going to have so much value out there afterwards that it's not an issue, but why not? Ha! Bringing back my own creature. How annoying. So I'm not sure if he's going to Torment a Hailfire me, bring out the Ravenous Chupacabra, what it is, but I think at this point he's just using our own creatures against us. He's actually using the value there too. So he's getting the Explorers, triggering his zombie walker here. How dirty! Dirty pool, sir! Scarab God is just such a good card. Just in case it wasn't enough, if we somehow cleared the board, he's gonna be like, nah. Alright, that's the GG's for sure. Oh, we will give you the GG's, sir. That is just too much value. Alright, so let's just continue on here. Let's play one more deck and then we'll kind of give a final synopsis. I did not like Golgari Exploration at all. I said we were going to play the Selesnya Pride, so might as well do it. So first deck, pretty good, pretty fair. Second deck, whew, so much setup. So much setup. Exploring decks are really required to have certain cards. Like Jadelight Ranger's a 4 of for the double explore. Trying to think what else. I mean, you need Merfolk Branchwalkers. That's a 4 of. Good 2-drop. Seeker Squire's alright. I don't mind that one either. Oh. We are not able here. What's going on? This is the first time I've seen this. Weird. Now the game is all laggy. Perhaps it is a sign. Oh, yep, game shut down. Alright guys, well, in this case, thank you guys very much for joining me. Just quickly on a note, I guess we'll just say that Boros Assault seemed alright. I'd like to have played against some of the other decks, maybe that cool 4-color deck, something like that. But it seems like it's at least viable. It's got a straightforward win con, swing out, get some value from Extortion, or from Exert. The Exploration deck was just definitely horrible. Not our thing, so I think that one is one of the decks that'll just need too many upgrades, and you're looking for specific cards. But overall, I'm going to give the pre-cons that we played, at least, I'll give them a C. Well, the last one, it's kind of hard. The first one I give a B. Seems reasonable, lots of decent removal, good creatures. But that second one is just atrocious. So with that, guys, can't thank you enough for coming out, and we will see you again shortly. I've been PepperGrinder with Rolling for Loot. Thanks for coming.